Hello everybody, welcome to our wholesale review of the transfer window. I'm not doing a ventriloquist impression here with Barry's mouth not moving, James Smailes here. Behind the camera, Barry Cooper. In front of the camera, it's the wee hours of Friday night into Saturday morning now. You'll be heading straight off to Ellen Road at this rate. Baz, but a busy day, a busy month, a busy transfer window. Just give us your considered thoughts at 1 a.m. through bleary eyes of how you think Hull City have come out of this window.
Well, my first thought is it feels a long time ago since the last person left the Hull Daily Mail office, the news reporter, about 5 o'clock, and she felt sorry for us that we were going to be here till this time. But anyway, I digress. 4 signings in on deadline day in the end. It started with Carl Rushworth, who for me is a fantastic signing at this level. I know there's a lot of talk about why the club have signed him, given they signed Anthony Richopi earlier in the window, and obviously there's Eva Pandor, there's Lo Tatala, Harvey Cartwright, Owen Foster, blah blah. But I think when a player like Carl Rushworth becomes available, I think that's a no-brainer. He's such a good player at this level, and he's so pivotal to the way the team want to play. So that was a great start to the day. I think Casey Palmer was another one, signed on a 3-year contract. Rushworth was season-long loan. Casey Palmer 3-year contract +1. Jury's out on that one. I think he can be. If you speak to Coventry fans and you listen to Mark Robbins, I think on his day he's unplayable, but it's that consistency I think that he needs to find. But he's played a lot of games with call for experience. He's played, I think, 2 games shy of 200 at championship level, so he's got plenty of experience. Then we moved to Mohamed Belloumi coming in from Florence. I just couldn't commit his name to memory.
You've been practicing that.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. For whatever reason, there's always a player, and I couldn't commit his name to memory. It's been a long few days. Mohamed Belloumi coming in from Florence. He's 22-year-old Algerian winger. Did really well in the Portugal Primeira Liga last year. Played a lot of games, scored a few goals. So he's an exciting player. The one for me that's got me kind of excited is Abu Kamara, and I've been banging on about Abu Kamara for a month basically, saying that City should look at him, and felt that there was some interest there dating back to the start of the month, and that's a deal that they've got over the line as well. It needed Norwich to sign a player from Liverpool before they would let him go. He had his medical in London. He travelled up to the team hotel in Leeds, waiting for the green light from Norwich, and it was thankfully given. I guess so there's 15 players coming. I think 13 of those have all arrived in August. There was only Ryan Giles and Cody Drame who arrived in July. Marvin Malan was the first in August, and Kamara is the last. That's 15 in total. I guess the one glaring omission there is a third striker, and we know that the club have. Tan has spoken about it, and Ajun has spoken about it at length about the need to sign another striker, and a striker that's going to change the dynamic of the champ. All that rhetoric, and ultimately they've fallen short. They've not been able to sign one. They tried to get David Fofana from Chelsea late in the day when it became clear that Tom Cannon wanted a loan move. He got his loan move to Stoke City. City wanted that to be a permanent. They tried to get Fofana, that they couldn't quite get that done. I think they were offered Washington from Chelsea, and that didn't get over the line either. So they're going to have to stick with what they've got. My concern is, have they got enough goals in the team, particularly up front? If you look back to January, they paid the price for not replacing Liam Delap, really, and it cost them. And my worry is that they've not done the necessary business up front.
Yeah, I mean, it was a strange one this afternoon. I think it might even be an early evening when I know you were making a lot of calls throughout the day, and there was whispers that maybe Fofana, and we were trying to stand it up, and we weren't sure what was happening. But it feels like the club have really made a push to try and get that striker over the line. Sometimes these deals just don't happen, but it was clear that it was a priority today to try and get it done.
Yeah, I think it's been a priority for quite a few weeks. They tried to get. You think back to when we were in Turkey, they tried to get Kiefer Moore, that didn't happen. They tried to get Thomas Asante, although he's not an out-and-out striker as such, so you'd say that probably Casey Palmer's a like for like there. Obviously, Tommy Conway was another. Bozenic, I think he's the Slovakian striker. He was another one. We know Tom Cannon. They looked at Stansfield, but we would, as I was finishing up with Kamara, and you said to me that the figures that Stansfield's gone to Birmingham for, that's just mind-boggling. That's blown everything out of the water, and they were never going to be able to do that. So, they've certainly been scouting around. I think they'll be really disappointed that they've not got one over the line. I think the owner will be frustrated that they've not been able to get a third striker, particularly allowing Oscar Estepinen to go to Jerez in Mexico. It leaves them light, but now they have. It's not like they haven't signed any strikers this summer. They have signed Mason Burstow and they've signed Chris Beddier. They've also got Silas Fleming. Jury's out on him, of course, but Kamara can play further forward. Kamara coming in enables Abdouche to play central because he's completely wasted out on the flank. They have a bit of balance in midfield now with Liam Miller on one side, and they've got options now. You've got Kamara, you've got Balumi, you've also got Will Jarvis who can play on the right hand side. So they've got options that it's not ideal, but ultimately, they've paid Beddier a lot of money to come here. He's on a loan with a view to a permanent deal. It's up to him now to score the goals. And Mason Burstow, he's spoken about wanting to grasp his opportunity. Well, you've got it now. Go and take it. So they have got goals in the team. They've got players in there that are capable of. I've said this about Abdush throughout the summer. He can be lovely to watch, but he's got to up his game in terms of goals and assists. We saw him score a lovely free kick against Fiorentina. Counts for nothing. He's got to do it in the Championship, and now he's got to step up and lift his stats. Liam Miller's got to chip in with goals and assists. He got 5 last season playing pretty much wing back. He's now in an attacking team where he's playing an attacking left winger. He needs to chip in. So, in an ideal world, they would have gone out and got a Tom Cannon, or they'd have got a Tommy Conway, or somebody that you felt confident about that could score the goals. But they have signed 2 strikers this summer who now need to kind of repay the faith that they've been paid in.
And the other person that needs to step up, if you will, is the manager. He's got all these players now at his disposal. He has to find a way, well, not in the next few hours ahead of the Leeds game, but certainly over the international break and that 2 weeks of bringing this new look squad together and finding a way to get the best out of what he's been given by the club and start winning football matches.
Yeah, ultimately that's the crux of it. I know we can debate friendlies all day long, but ultimately he's not won a game yet, whether it be pre-season friendly, League Cup or Championship. And he's had it, if we're brutally honest, he's had a really pleasant introduction. He's played Bristol City at home, he's played Plymouth away, and then he's played Millwall at home and Sheffield Wednesday's reserves in the cup. That's 4 games, and to be honest with you, if I'm being brutally honest, he's not looked like winning any of them. So he needs to pull his finger out and he needs to get that team winning football matches, because we can talk about fancy football, attacking football and all this, that and the other, but ultimately his success will be based on winning football matches. Now the real stuff starts. Leeds away, difficult one, we know that, and then he's got 2 weeks on the training pitch, international break, which he welcomes. He said to me yesterday that he was pleased that they had time on the training pitch and not another game. Then he's got Sheffield United. Then he's had a really, really easy kind of 3 games, if you like, if there is such a thing in the Championship. He's now got to pull it together. I've not seen anything to suggest that they've not been anywhere near winning the football match yet. They've not looked like it. So the pressure's on him now to get results. He's been given players, whether that's the amount of players he wanted, the makeup of players he wanted. He may have wanted more. He certainly would have wanted another striker, I would think. But now, he's get on with it. You've got the window's shut. There's no excuses. You've got what you've got. We can debate all day long whether they're a player like here or a player like there, particularly up front. Yes, that in my opinion they are, but we are where we are, and he's got options, and he's got he's got strikers up there that have got to do the job for him.
Right. Well, I think I've seen enough of you for the last 24 hours. You've probably seen enough of me, so let's start winding up. But you'll be back early next week. Is it Monday with the latest edition of 1904 Club, where we'll get Bernsey, Fletcher and Prutt's take on the window as well? No,
because I forgot all about the fact it's my 40th
Oh,
birthday
there
on
we
Monday.
go. I was just setting it up for you. You taking another holiday, Judith?
I need a rest after this last transfer window. So we'll have it at some point next week. But I dare, I don't think it'll be Monday, but it will be coming soon. I would have wanted to do it tonight. Burnsy was out on the lash. So so Burnsy was out on the lash, and Prutz was on Sky Sports, and Fletch was probably in his wardrobe somewhere. Whatever he does with
don't want to know what Fletch
doing
does.
with his feather duster. So, but anyway, so we'll have an episode of the 1904 Club at some point in the near future, and do get in touch at the 1904 Club on Twitter with your thoughts and comments. And that's it from here. We'll see you at Ellen Road.